morning, or whatever time it is for you when you are watching. We will get started with our yoga Pilates today. My name is Andrea. Thanks for joining. Always remember, listen to your body. Do what feels good for you. And let's get moving. Welcome, let's get started. We are coming down to the mat and let's warm up. We are shaking up those legs, stacking our joints and finding how those shoulders are over hands and hips over knees. And let's just tuck the toes, really stretch them out. So just press back onto the feet. Just relax your head. Just shake it out side to side. And let's come up, release those feet. Just gonna take an arm, wrap it around behind you. Press into that bottom hand and look up. Good, and let's bring it down. Other side, wrap it around, open up, looking up, and into the center. Pushing back again, this time you can take those knees out and sit back through those hips, through the heels. Trying to reach those arms forward. You're trying to bring your hips to your heels and around the back. Lengthening your spine. And coming back up, stacking again. This time let's open up our side body. So you're going to take a big breath, reach to the corner. I like to tuck my toes here. It's up to you if you want to or not. Push out and sit back. Really feeling that lift up under the shoulder blade. Relax your head. Breathe into it. Feeling your hips sit back, opening up to the side. And center. Moving it over, push it out, and sit back, relaxing the head. Feel that lift through the shoulder blades, relax the bottom arm. Just breathe into it. Also think about how your spine is curving and opening and lengthening here. Good. Go. Walking your hands up those legs. If it's not comfortable to be on your knees like this, you can come up to standing. We're just going to open up our front body, so bringing your hands to your lower back. Check in, your knees are right under those hips, opening up. Think about lengthening, lifting, breathing in. And exhale, pushing forward, opening up. Be mindful, we are just warming up. And let's lift up. Good, coming back down and push back to your child's pose. You can do those knees out or not, your choice. Really just bring awareness to your breathing here, breathing in and out through the nose. If it feels good, you can kind of wiggle those hips, feeling how it's opening up, lengthening that spine, and just feel yourself go a little bit further. Good. Coming up, let's flip over. Going onto the back. Lie down from your side. And coming in, just feel how you're nice and supported. Feel the connection with the mat underneath you. Let's open those hips a little bit. Just starting with some movement. So take your feet wider than your mat, wider than the hips. And just drop the knees side to side. Feel how it's massaging that lower back. And feel how as you reach the knee down, it's opening your hip. Let's just open the arms to the sides, palms up to help open up to the chest and shoulders. You got it. Breathing in and out. Try to make it a little bigger if that feels all right for you as you start to warm up and find some more space. Excellent. Settle into the center, feeling that alignment nice and stacked. And let's bring one knee into the chest. You can give that ankle a little roll if it feels good for you. And let's switch directions. Nice. We'll kick that leg up to the sky. And point and flex here. Feeling that length to the front of the leg. And as we flex, feel that hamstring opening up. Be mindful that we keep that tailbone down. Good. And let's bring that leg out. Both legs nice and long, arms overhead, full body yawn, stretch. Give it a little shake if that feels good. Wiggle the fingers. Awesome. All right, resetting. Make sure that tailbone's connected. And let's give that other side a hug. Pressing down, opening the chest, and let's roll. Just nice, easy breath here. Move at a pace that feels good for you. No rushing. Just what feels right for you in this day. Let's lift up. Feel free to keep a bend. Then plank and flex. Just make sure you don't put pressure right at the back of that knee. Nice, easy breathing. In and out through the nose. And just keep your jaw relaxed. Good. And down we go. Lengthen it out. Big reach. Almost open up the ribs. Feel your back arched. Exaggerate that opening. Good. And in we go. Picking up that first leg again. Let's open it up. Just feeling how it's going to open up the hips a little bit more here. The glutes. I'll take those arms back out to that T shape. And let's rock it out. With the leg position, it's just changing things, getting a little bit more weight into that lower back to release it. And of course, keeping that knee open or feeling that hip, the hip flexor lengthening. Just moving nice and easy, warming up, waking up that mobility. And switching sides. We're going to start to pick things up as you hear the tunes change as well. So soften it open and just start nice and light with a little rock as it feels right for you. It doesn't have to be big. It'll change over time as the body starts to release. Really lengthen, opening up the upper body. Letting gravity do that part for you. And even with the hips, as long as you're keeping that knee pushed out, gravity's waking things up for you. A little bit bigger as it starts to warm up and create more space. You got it. And release. All right, let's flip over again. Coming up from your side. And we're in tabletop. All right, push back, reach forward, and back up. We're going to start to move a little bit more dynamically here. We should be feeling like we're warming up. And we're going to go through a plank. Now, if you prefer, you can do your plank high on your hands, or you can do it on your elbows. So we're reaching forward, pressing up into that modified plank. Push into your hands. Feel how your shoulder blades round and open. You're stacking right underneath your shoulders. Good. Pushing back. You won't be going as far as your regular child's pose because we're stretched out. So move with your breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. Your breath begins, the body follows. You can have your toes tucked or not. It's up to you. And if and when you're ready, you can come up to that full plank. Good. Inhale and release. Yes. Don't rush. Only when your breathing takes you there. Good. Coming onto the side. If you have any issues with your shoulder, I want you to lie right down and you're going to lift up from the floor. Watch the head. Otherwise, we're going to lift up into a side plank. So I want you to activate this arm, pull your shoulder down and away, really strengthen and engage. You can lift up so you come onto both knees, one bend, one straight, or your top level option is both legs out. I'll go in the middle, breathing in, and let's reach to the sky. And I want you to reach overhead, make sure you're opening up, only if this feels good for you to have that arm out. You can also keep the hand down if you need a little bit of help. Feeling that work underneath. The side closest to the mat. Good. And let's come down. Check in with your shoulder. Make sure you're not collapsing. Open up. Checking in. We're using our Pilates mentality here. I want you to pull that rib cage in. Yes. Big breath in. Up you go. You can look up or down. You can have the arm up or forward. Keep breathing as you hold. 3, 2, and 1. Good, let's change over to that other side. So remember, if your shoulder isn't happy there, safety first. You can either do a side lie option here, facing forward, or you can face up and do a basic crunch there. All right, so we're stacking. I have to adjust. All right, elbow. Now we're not just hanging out. We are active, strong, and aligned. Breathing in, 3, 2, 1, up. Connecting with that work underneath the side closest to the mat. Remember your option, you can extend, so you can really get a nice reach. Keep breathing as you hold. If you prefer, you can be up with that arm. Good, let's come down. Reset, make sure the rib cage is in. Big breath, and as you exhale, up you go. Reaching or fingers to the sky. Eyes up or down. Your gaze is part of it. Pulling that belly button in. Legs are strong. And release. Good. Coming up. Let's open up the front body. You're on those knees again. Remember that option, you can come to standing. Make sure they're hip distance apart. Let's open up. Thumbs to the outside, fingers down the back. Rolling, lifting up and over. Push those hips forward. And open the chest. Your eyes are with you, so making sure you're not forcing your eyes to stay forward. You're not letting that head drop behind. Shoulders down and back, opening the front body. Good, and release. Reaching forward, I want you to press up and take those feet wide, going into a wide fold. Walk your hands in between those feet. If the floor is a little far for you, don't worry about it. You can bring your hands to your hips, or feel free to have those legs bent. Relax your head, shoulders pulled away to a nice long neck. Try here to have your hips lifted to the sky rather than pushing back. Check in with your knees, that your knees aren't falling inward. You're lengthening as much as you can, bend if you need to, but don't collapse. So push into the outside edges of your feet. Yes. Feel how you're getting a stretch and a lengthening all the way to the outside of the legs. Shoulders down the back. Now let's open up those toes, bringing your heels in. Drop your hips, and we're on the legs. Getting to those adductors, inside thighs. As long as it's safe for you, in terms of your joints, your balance, your flexibility here, you can rock it out. You can be up a little higher if that doesn't feel good for you. All right, lift your hips, bring those feet, let's walk them right underneath us. Coming into your standard forward fold. Now, if you prefer, feet and knees are hip distance, or your feet are right together, the toes touch. There's a little bit of space between your heels. Really soften, let the upper body be heavy, lengthen through the spine. Release the head. Feeling your lower back open, feeling the back of the legs lengthen. Let's take a nice big breath in, and you can roll up. Feel free to bring your hands to your legs to help you. Rounding, stacking the vertebrae in the back. One at a time. The head's the last thing to lift. Good. Let's activate our core from a standing position. So you're gonna find your weight and find your balance on one side. Your hips are squared off, your shoulders and hips are stacked. Brace through your abdominals. What does that mean? Your ribs are coming together, your hip bones are coming together. Think bottom up. So pelvic floor, hips, ribs, and you're pulling in. You're not sucking in, you're and strong, let's tilt forward, reach out, and take a leg back. Now this is your first option to balance from here. And if you want to, we're gonna lift that leg up. You can also bring your arms out to the side, like an airplane, or even reach back. If you find that you have a lot of neck tension, I want you to reach those arms back so we're not tempted to rug those shoulders up. Really check in with your hip, make sure it's facing down. Good, let's bring the feet together, reach up to the sky, and bring the arms down. You got it. We're gonna do that again with the other side. So really make sure we're finding our balance in our center. We're strengthening the lower back in this position. Shoulders down, find that balance. Nice lengthening breath. Exhale, grounding yourself. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt. Taking the leg back. Arms can be forward, open to the sides, or flying back. You can stay here, that's fine. Or you're working on lifting up. Your hip is down to the floor, shoulders are down and back. Long necks. You want to feel equal and opposite, like you're extending through the crown of the head, extending through your tailbone, and maybe extending through that heel, depending if you're lifted. Really brace, pull that pelvic floor in, and bring it together, reach up. You got it. We're gonna move here a little bit, activating through your feet. You can have those legs together again. Remember, if the feet are together, knees are together. We're not here, you're always lined up. Let's go into our chair, reaching back, reaching tall, and in. So we're moving dynamically here, reaching up, push those hips forward, down you go. Inhale, excellent. Good, last one we're gonna hold. Favorite words. Good, now remember, if you are together, I want you to really think about activating those thighs. If you weren't having those feet together, I want you to try it here. If your shoulders need some love, you can always bring your hands to those sides. Make sure we're sitting back, open the chest. Try not to crank your head so you're up, but your head is in line. Check in, we're not folding here. You're dropping the hips, and that's how you bring yourself down. If you can and have those arms out, I want you to imagine and squeeze. Feel that energy between those hands. Good, reaching up to the sky. Glue those ankles together. Press your arms down. Lift your heels. Find your balance. You got it. Now when we're holding here, we think about using your lats, squeezing here, pressing. Yes. Good. And bringing it down. Let's take those feet out, opening from the hips. Good. And bringing it back in. Excellent. We're going to do that again, but just one side. Thinking about keeping your hips level. Opening up, reaching to the sky, shoulders down. Now this is your tree pose, working on ankle stability and strength. Feeling that power in our supporting leg, opening our hip. Balance postures are also really good for our willpower. So you can stay in any variation that you know with your tree, or you can follow along here. You can bring your hands up if you like. If this feels good and you feel strong and connected, I want you to stay right here. If you want to, you can bring it up. You're pressing into that supporting leg. The supporting leg pushes against that foot. You can come up to the knee. You can even come higher, reaching down and bringing it up if you'd like to. Just make sure if you're right on your knee, we're not pushing in. Otherwise, you are having that equal and opposite. Good. So hips, make sure they're level. You're pushing your hips forward, pulling that leg back. Excellent. Bringing it in and down. Release, reach, and stand tall and strong in your mountain pose. Let's find that balance on the other side. So make sure the toes are relaxed. You want to feel like you're balancing in the ball of the foot. So the big toe ball, baby toe ball, and your heel. Check in, we're not tucking to drop, but we are strong and tall. Hips, Nope. Level it up. Yes. Whatever variation you want with the arms, with the legs. So you got those equal and opposite. So lengthening through the crown of the head, pressing through that foot. And for balance, try and focus on something that's not going to move. It's going to be a point just above or below your screen. Point in the wall, something that's not moving. And bringing it down. Fantastic. Let's take it out. We're going to pivot from that heel, bringing it out, open up those hips, and let's reach. Press into the outside edge of that foot. Let's open up that front palm. You're going to lift from your hip and reach. Drop your shoulder. You can look back or look up. Make sure you're not collapsing that back knee, and don't put any pressure on it. Feel that opening through the side. Now often here, that front knee has fallen in, so do a little check. Actively open it. Good. Lifting up, square it off, straightening that leg, and now let's reach forward. Bring your elbow or your hand down. Sweep down and open. Extended side ankle. If your arm's not happy there, you can keep it down. Open the hips. Press into that leg. Check in. Sometimes that top hip hangs out here. So really try and bring it down. If you're having trouble with that, bring your upper body to get that nice long line. Good. Lifting it up. Let's switch. So pivoting over to the other side. Square it off. Level it off. Smile. It doesn't hurt. So just send positive messages to the body. Mind-muscle connection, power of the mind. Open the knee, open the hip. Good, let's flip it and reach. Opening up, shoulder down. Really push into the outside edge of that back foot. You got it. Feeling how it's strong, but open. Breathing in and out through the nose. Relax the jaw. Up we go. Lifting, bend and reach. Connect and open. Now remember, you can be tall here or you're coming down. Really try and bring your arm by your ear. Reaching through those fingers, reaching into that outside edge of the bottom foot. Use that bottom arm to push open that knee, keeping your hip open on the top leg. And up we go. Reaching for the floor, push up, bring it into that forward fold, wide forward fold. Space between those feet is about the length of one of your legs. You can pigeon toe slightly, so toes in, heels out, if that helps you, either for balance or feeling that stretch. If you would like 2 minutes available to you, I want you to reach through, and you're going to bring your thumbs to the outside. So your thumbs point towards your heels, and your fingers are reaching back. See if you can pull yourself through a little bit more. Keep your shoulders back, long neck. Breathe. And bring those arms forward. Pick up one foot. Again, lift the toes, pivot on your heel, and we're going to come down to a lunge. So just adjust your positioning so you're safe with your alignment, making sure your knee's not going past the toes. Bring that hip forward. And you don't need to feel like you're on a tightrope. You're lined up here. Your feet are opened. Good. For balance, go even wider. Your hips forward. Drop those shoulders. Let's push. Squeeze your glutes to open that hip. Looking up if you'd like. Pushing and lifting up and over. Ease into that front leg. Good. And reaching through. Walk your shoulders back, chest open. Nice. And let's pick it up. Walk, lift, and switch. So just set it up, take time. You can always change legs your favorite way. You don't have to be fancy about it. Open up, activate, press, breathe. Your breath is always that indicator if you need to back off of your pose at all. And let's take it down, go a little wider. Start by squeezing that arm to leg, leg to arm, right here, good. And then if you want to, opening it up, make sure your hips stay in the center. Be really mindful that you don't bounce in your postures and in your stretches. You can use your breath to deepen and lengthen, yes, but we're not bouncing. And up we go. Good. Bring it around. Have a seat. And let's take the legs out. One straight, one in. Wiggle it out so you feel that connection to the mat underneath you. I want you to square off those shoulders. Really lengthen that leg. Feel free to bend it, no problem. But it's really reaching out through your heel. And then you're feeling your sit bones underneath you. Tailbones extending back. If it feels good, I want you to stay tall. Otherwise, we're going to hinge forward from the hips. You can sort of hold on. You can walk the fingers forward. If you want a more active practice, you can extend. Just make sure, whatever point you come to, you bring those hands down to relax the head, neck, and shoulders. And up we go. From here, we're going to twist. You can do it tall twist here, or you're going to reach up, bring that thumb down, reach for the foot or the leg, and then twist. And rise up, turn towards that open knee, and we'll change legs. Excellent. So bring it in. Walk it out to feel that connection. Sit tall. Connect with your breath. And you can stay tall. Creep it forward or extend it forward. Whatever you would like to do here. Asking and checking your form. Are your shoulders the same height? Sometimes we keep that inside one a little higher. We don't need to intentionally. But our body's always sort of looking for, how can I make this easier? So we want to keep it safe and effective. So we're keeping it in the center. Really think about the base of your spine, all the way up and through the crown of the head. Is your spine nice and long, or is it rounding and curving? Bring it up. Going into our twist, you can stay tall or extend. Remember, you can always do it a little bit differently between each side of the body. Maybe one side you need to stay tall, the other one you can hinge forward. It can be different. That's okay. Work with what your body is asking for, how it's responding today. And up we go. Twist away. Bringing both heels together. Just gonna rock it out side to side. Good. And I want you to open the chest and scoop. Open and scoop. Good. From here, we're gonna do a little bit of core work and then we're gonna finish off. If you know for you that you're really working from the base up, you're just starting your work with your core, I want you to come down from your side and you're going to do two options. You can combine them if you want. If you have any issues or you're concerned that when you crunch, there's doming. Not that it's your stomach coming up, but there's actual doming because your abdominal muscles have split. Because maybe pregnancy, other reasons, diastasis recti, okay? If that's the case, you're not doing any upward lifting. I want you to just work from the bottom, bringing your legs up here. Notice I hinge from my hip, keep my tailbone connected, and we're working the lower region. If this is not an issue with any abdominal split, I want you to think about lengthening. We're doing a C scoop. You're walking your fingers up, you're lifting eyes up to the sky. Okay? Those are your options. If you would like to, we're gonna come up, we're gonna roll like a ball. How we do that, you're keeping yourself tucked in, keeping your head tucked in, make sure you're not looking side to side. And you're rocking, keeping it nice and close. Keep going, it's a little massage for your back, but we're working the abdominals. Keep breathing. And if it's feelable to you, let's come up and hold. Now you can have both legs up, one down, whatever it is, but you're opening. Option here. 3, 2, and roll. Excellent. Let's just take it out. This was a fusion yoga Pilates, so we won't necessarily do a full traditional Shavasana relaxation. But let's just take a moment to pause, reflect, relax. So the feet are flopped out, the hips are relaxed, arms are open, palms up. Your legs in and rock side to side like a little ball, but instead of forward and back like we just did, you're side to side. Or if it feels good for you, you're gonna cross the legs over and switch. So just move through here. Releasing the back, opening the chest. Roll completely to the side, including the upper body, and just rest on that bottom arm for a moment. Taking that moment, almost like you're giving yourself a little pat on the back for showing up, moving, connecting. Let's press up and come to your favorite seated position. Just think about a nice long spine, sitting tall, feeling the energy, maybe some heat in the body still, and just focusing on the positivity. If you felt like you struggled with any of the moves or postures today, let it go. No judgments, just awareness. And a promise to yourself that you are doing your best. And that might look different every day. And that's okay. Let's reach out. Let's lift and bring it in. It was an honor, a pleasure to guide your practice. I hope you feel awesome. Mind, body, and spirit. Your soul. And I wish you a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay well, keep it positive.